Hi, I'm Dr. Papia Bhattacharjee. In this problem, we have this function y equals x cubed times natural log of x. We have to find the equation of the tangent line to the graph of this function at this point e comma e cubed. So, we have to write down the equation of a line. Tangent line is a line. So, let me remind you first that there are many ways of writing equations of line. The one that we will probably use is the point slope form because a point is already given. So let me remind you what is the point slope form of a line. Suppose you have a point x1, y1, and this is a point on the line, and suppose m is the slope of the line. Then the equation of the line is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. So keeping this in mind, let's look at our problem here, and let's start writing down the equation first. So we need an equation of a line, right? And we know that this line will pass through this point. So this is our point, the point that we need on the line. Therefore, let's say, so this e cube is the point. And therefore, we know this one is our x1 and this side is our y1. So as soon as we know the x1, y1, we can start writing down the equation. But I know that we need the slope. We'll talk about that later. So let's also point out, say m is the slope of this line. And we don't know yet. We will figure it out. Okay, so what is the equation then? Equation will be y minus y1, and y1 is e cubed, cy minus y1. That's equal to m, which we don't know yet, times x minus x1, and x1 is e, so it will be x minus e. Okay. Now, all we need to do is figure out m. Once we do that, we will plug m here and we can finish writing this equation. So let us compute the slope. Slope is m. Now, what do we know about slope of a tangent line? How do we compute slope of tangent line? Well, slope of tangent line, since it's tangent line to the graph of some function, that is nothing but the derivative of the function dy dx. So, we have our y, the function written right here. We just have to evaluate its derivative, and then we have to compute the slope. But remember, it's not any slope. It is the slope at this point. So we have to compute the slope at e comma e cube. And therefore, we have to compute this dy dx at e comma e cube. Okay. So the first thing is we have to evaluate the derivative. So let's do that. So what is the derivative of x cubed natural log of x? Note that this is a product of two functions. One is x cubed, the other is natural log. So we have to use the product rule. What is the rule? Product rule says you keep one of the function fixed as it is, do not do anything, and take the derivative of the second function, and then add to it, and the second expression is keep the second function as it is and take the derivative of the first function, x cubed. Okay, let's simplify this. So So we have x cubed. What is the derivative of natural log of x? It's just 1 over x plus natural log of x stays as it is. And what is the derivative of x cubed? Using power rule is 3x squared. So if you simplify it a little bit more, see the x cubed divided by x is x squared plus 3x squared natural log of x. You can combine them together because there is a common factor of x squared in both terms. So you will get x squared times 1, because from the first term we have nothing else, that means we have 1. And from the second term we'll have 3 ln x. Okay, so that's just the general derivative. And now to evaluate slope, we need to find the slope at this point. But notice that in this expression we just have x. So from this point we only need to extract the x value. So we have to evaluate this derivative at x is equal to, look at the point, x is equal to e. And what will that be? Okay, so just plug in e for x wherever you see x. So it will be e squared times 1 plus 3 natural log of e. But natural log of e is 1. So this is e squared times 1 plus 3. And so let's go up here. What is our slope? Our slope is 3 plus 1 is 4, 4e squared. Okay, so we got our n. So bring that here, write it down. So we'll have y minus e cubed is equal to 4e squared x minus e. And usually a linear equation we write it as y equals something. So simplify it just a little bit. So y minus e cubed, here you distribute the 4e squared. So you have 4e squared x, and then minus 4e squared times e is 4e cubed. And then bring this negative e cubed to the right hand side. So we get y is equal to 4e squared x minus 4e cubed plus e cubed. And so we get our final equation is 4e squared x. So negative 4e cubed plus e cubed is negative 3e cubed. And this is the equation of the tangent line to the graph of this function at the point e cubed. Thank you.